What's up? What's up, YouTube land?
Hello and welcome. Trying to find
Sorry,
something
we're
to
a
wipe you
little
guys
bit
down
late.
with.
We're trying to get
We're
everything
back
together
for
in both
reality recap.
places.
Waiting for Dehjai to jump in the
If you don't know,
chat.
now you know
Let
we
us know
do
down below what
Instagram
you
and
are
YouTube.
watching. Here she is. I am looking like a dream sequence. Hi, Blushing Cheeks 22. Welcome in the room. We're doing reality recap. Let us know if you're watching any reality
Oh,
shows
look at
down below
cousin.
in
Hey,
the chat.
Whitney. Yeah, you are, girl. Let me do it like this. Okay,
Hello.
we is in there. Hey, cousin. That's Whitney. Can.
Oh, hey, girl. Y'all be knowing people's names. So why you ain't identify yourself?
Cause
Hey, Whitney,
she be a little bit on the ops. She don't want nobody to know it's her.
Okay, well, we won't say it next time, child.
Ooh, child. Anyway, what's up, people? Welcome. We are a little delayed, but that's all right. We made it here on a wing and a prayer. Okay, amen. Oh my God. Oh yes. Do the intro, friend.
Oh, hey y'all. Welcome you.
I'm telling you, it's Monday.
Oh, we're Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
What's up? It's Dehjai. If you don't know, welcome to the party.
Yes, and we do reality recap every single Monday night, and we talk trash about what's on TV. Are you having a drink this evening?
I am. I had a big ass drink today. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's not a whole lot of alcohol in here. I assure you, I'm not that quite of a lush. However, it's pineapple juice. Where is it at? A little bit of this Spindrift situation and a splash of tequila. That's it. More
That's
of
cute.
the juice and water than anything else. It's just a big
Got
ass
it.
jar.
Hi, Cardi Swan. Tell us your name. I am off of dry January. Praise God. Whew, yikes, that was rough. So I am also drinking. I'm having some rosé. I forget the name of it. Love Drunk by Maison Noir. And it's not my favorite thing by Maison Noir. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite thing. So
well, I'm gonna have to check that out. Make sure I get that. We'll put all the drink cocktail concoctions down in the description box on YouTube. So if you're interested, it'll be there. All right, on to the mess, shall we? So let's get a little pop culture news. First story out of the gate, we have an EGOT for Miss Viola Davis. So if you don't know, it's Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award winner. NPR reports that Miss Davis won her first Grammy for her audiobook narration and storytelling category, and it's the memoir she wrote called Finding Me. So I thought that was dope. Congratulations. And do you know this woman is 57 years old?
I didn't realize she was that old. Good Lord.
I was like, so sis had to be. So when she was making the Women King, I'm assuming she was like 55. I'm like, yo, she looks amazing.
She ate that up. Also, EGOT status is hard to reach, so congratulations to her. So it's an elite group, elite group.
Yeah, it's not that many of us that are EGOT status, to be real. One of my favorites though is Whoopi, and she's an EGOT too. If y'all didn't know,
John Legend randomly is as well.
I don't think I knew that. Learn something new every day. All right, on to the next story. So, five-time Lizzo, she won 5 Grammys last night. She got Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Pop Solo Performance of the Year, and Pop Vocal Album of the Year. So I was like, come on now.
Go ahead, Lizzo.
And there's a cute little photo of her on our YouTube today with her and her mans. I just thought he was cute. So I was like, oh, look at them.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on
with this Lizzo.
Cake she got on with.
Well, yes. And I hated that it went over her shoulder, like the silver dress. I wish it had just been like off her shoulder.
Yeah.
It would have looked a lot better. But I like Lizzo a lot as a human. Her music is not quite for me, but I like her as a human. And every time she speaks, I'm like, oh, I love her.
Facts. I'm not a well, I do have a couple of her songs in the rotation on my Spotify, but she's not I don't know that I'm her demographic per se, but I still support her anyway.
Yeah. Agree.
On to the next story. This one actually is Kandron's.
Yes.
Real friendship going on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this warmed my heart. DVF, as probably not everybody knows, but as a lot of people know, Andre Leon Talley struggled in his later years with basically friends doing him dirty. They had agreed to let him live in the house, but then they were ready to sell the house. They agreed to let him live in it under the guise that he would be the owner at a certain point, like after he paid the rent. The rent was going toward his ownership stake. Hey, Ray Ray, let us know what you're watching if you're watching any reality TV down in the chat. But anyways, so he was struggling and had lawsuits and was going back and forth with his friends, which were co-owners and Manolo Blahnik. And actually, Manolo Blahnik, the man, is one of his best friends. So, whatever. And he was going back and forth a lot, and the story just seemingly went away. And it seems like Diane von Furstenberg is the reason why it went away. It seems that she settled all the debt, the back rent, and all of that stuff, and probably made it so that he could live out his final days there, even if he wasn't given the ownership stake, which is the right thing to do. And so I was just happy about this because I read his book, and I actually read his book. I read her book. I read Diana Vreeland. I'm sort of a fashion nerd sort of thing. So I like
Don't tell no lies. Kandron is the fashion girl. Don't let her confuse you.
I'm a fashion girly. I'm a nerd about it. I'm a nerd about it. I've seen the Manolo Blahnik movie. I saw his documentary. I've seen so many fashion documentary. I saw Andre Leon Talley's fashion documentary. Actually made me cry. And so I'm like kind of in this world. And when I was reading his book, he had like so much reverence towards these people and like was kind of name dropping a little bit. And I went back and looked at her biography and also Diana Vreeland's biography. Manolo Blahnik does not have a biography, but he was in the movie. And I didn't see reference to him. And so I was like, are these people his real friends or not?
Hold on,
so to hear that he had a friend in Diane von Furstenberg till the end, and she came through for him in the end, really, really warmed my heart. Really did.
Her rap dresses are top tier. I agree with you, Ray Ray.
Yeah. They are. And they resell well too.
I just think this is so sweet. I was listening to our friend in our head, Demetria L. Lucas's podcast, Ratchet and Respectable, beforehand, and she said that Page Six reached out to both Diane von Furstenberg and to his legal team, and they both had nothing but glowing remarks to say about him and how he went about handling his affairs. For Diane specifically, she was just kind of like, "Look, I'm not confirming or denying. He was a great friend of mine, and I took care of him, and that was it."
Absolutely. And Diane von Furstenberg, she was married to a count and is now married to a billionaire, so she's fine. She got it. Okay. So she got it. So, and I'm glad she did that for him. That made me really happy because I was really stressed out thinking like he was, one of our elders was there living his last days in turmoil, going back and forth with these clowns,
Same. That's what I thought too, because we never heard anything else. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then to hear that he died, I thought that it was like stress induced because of the foolishness that was happening right before he passed. Yeah. All right, on to the next story. Also, another Kandron story.
Y'all.
Miami
hey, listen. Hey, is the mic on? Is the mic on? Miami came to play. Okay. These reunion looks, especially in sharp contrast with the Potomac ones that came out, where they were looking like complete clowns. Miami, look at Gertie. Just look at her. She looks so damn good. And all the girls look good, except for Marisol kind of missed a little for me. But the rest of the girls ate. And Gertie didn't have to cut Julia off the end like that. But
yeah, I was trying to find. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the one photo as opposed to the whole group because she was chopping people out.
she cut Julia off, but I like Julia. She's fun to me. But anyways, now I'm really excited to watch Housewives of Miami. I have not caught up, but I'm excited to watch it because the girls ate their reunion looks. Thank you, Miami, for showing up. Because
showing
the
us
girls
how it's
be looking
done
a mess.
and have been. And have been. Okay. If y'all was not here last week, we was talking about how Giselle was giving us church lady realness.
It was church.
She was dressed up to her goddamn chin. What is happening? Anyway, all right. So on to the actual show. Yes, your girl has broke out her fan. It is hot in here. Okay. So we're just gonna move right on along. What you want to talk about first, girl?
Well, Ray Ray's watching Housewives of Potomac, so let's do that for her. I watched most of it.
Do that first.
I watched most of it. I didn't get all the way to the end, but I watched.
Sidebar, y'all. For those of you who caught my drunken conversation on Instagram last night, I was in rare form. It was an incident in and of itself. I'm just gonna own my shit, okay? I was not trying to be drunk, but before I do it, I was, and I was sitting there watching Watch What Happens Live, and that damn Robin was getting on my nerves. Girl, what? Now here's the issues that I have. Let me go ahead
and I'm gonna watch What Happens Live, girly. I wish that I had caught it, but I was busy filming a Zara haul for y'all today, and I didn't get to catch up with my stuff. Jesus Christ.
So okay, so number one, I appreciate that Andy actually, held her feet to the fire. Praise God, amen. But at the same token, it was like, Robin, girl, you don't have to tell nobody this. You just need to be like, you know what, that's my man, I'm gonna stick beside him, as opposed to telling us this dumbass story.
That's my issue with her in general. It's like, girl, we know Juan ain't shit. Like, girl, just tell us that and let's move on. Why we got to do all this back and forth?
Child, okay. And the other thing
you gonna stick beside him.
Like, the other thing for me too was like, she has been in this position. We'll be in seventh season, or are we going into 7? I don't know. Either way, she has been sitting in this position the whole time. So like, I don't understand why like everybody's all up in arms. I think the real up in arms of it all is the paywall that she decided to release the information to break the story behind Juan and the side piece. But my thing too is, it's like, there was no reason for her to tell this story. She could have kept that. Come on, cousin. I didn't know you be watching RHOP like that.
And Whitney, and he don't like her. Whitney said, but he don't even like her. He don't. He
has said as much throughout the years. I think that they have a good situation, i.e. the shit that they're trying to lob onto Karen, as Karen having an open relationship with Grandpa. I'm fairly certain that that's really what the situation is with the Dixons. Because, girl, why else would you be so cool? Like,
and why would you? They stay together for the assets. I don't even know if they got the assets to stay together. I think they stay together because it's convenient and they have the kids.
And and he said as much. I want to say it was Kempire, another YouTuber and blogger that broke the news about, or not, he didn't break it, but he replayed what he said a couple years ago, where he was just like, he being Juan, said that he was there because of the kids. Like, if it wasn't for them, he would be gone already.
Well, also, why? I don't understand. Why bother getting remarried? The kids are getting older. Why even bother doing that step? Why trouble our door?
I feel like, so here is my, like, I don't have no inside secrets, but if this turns out to be true, then your girl be knowing. And if you know me in real life, you know I be knowing. But I feel like this whole, like, debauchery was, like, a part of the show. This was all planned. Every single bit of it. Like, down to the green-eyed bandits putting everything off on Chris, to then it coming out from the blogger that Juan was in a hotel canoodling with X, Y, and Z, to then because it was so convenient that they released a podcast where she then tells the story. Like, girl, this makes no sense. Come on now.
I'm just like, why trouble our door? You and Juan got divorced because he was a cheater. So why trouble our door with this whole thing? I know you need a storyline. This just feels like a storyline, and that's fine. But, like, girl, stop it. Okay, at a certain point, you've got to move on to something else.
Child, I am flabbergasted. I am, because, like, mommy, you could have kept that. And my thing is, like, this whole I feel like I now have more context as to why Robin has been so aggressive in the last 2 seasons, like, out of nowhere. But it's like, I do, in a sense that, like, her frustration is coming from, potentially now, allegedly, her frustration is coming from the situation that she's not speaking about.
She don't have no frustration because she know what Juan is doing. Ray Ray said, Juan cheating again is not a surprise. We do not care. It is not news. And that's really it. We actually put up a poll on, on Twitter and on YouTube. And literally everybody was either like, she shouldn't have done it that way, where she released it on Patreon. It should have been on Housewives of Potomac. Or no, she should have kept her. Right. Or she could have kept her business to herself. That was the second option. Nobody voted that one. And then the third option was we just really simply do not care. And I think, honestly, it was about 50-50. Like, people don't care, girl. We already know. Juan don't even like you. He don't like you.
I wouldn't say he don't like her. I think that they homies.
They homies. Whitney says Robin is boring and has no business. Ray Ray said, girl, we know Robin doesn't like her. I mean, Juan doesn't like her, but we don't care.
That Robin is the boring bestie, and we appreciated her for that. Like, but all this rah-rah these last 2 seasons, it's giving you are frustrated, and I wonder
Juan is indeed for the streets. Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if she is well, let me get my thoughts together. I speculate that it's more open on his side than it is on her side, which would make sense for all the frustration. You're not getting satisfied. Potentially, allegedly, because we don't know shit.
No, we don't. I mean, that's fair. I can see that. I can see that.
And then you know how we feel about the embarrass me clause. I think that it's a lot of factors.
Speaking of the don't embarrass me clause, Ashley is continuing to let Michael play in her face. We ain't got to
talk about Darby. We ain't got to talk about Darby.
Because we were so happy for Darby, and we just thought that Darby was going to have a life after Michael, and she just seems so committed to intertwining her life with that fool. What is wrong with her?
She a Gemini?
Is that what it is? Hi, Silva. What?
Like, so don't misunderstand. I love my Gemini people, and this is not Gemini shade nor slander. However, I have found that the women tend to be very much, well, what if, well, what if, well, what if that, well, what if this? And it stops them from doing things that could be beneficial for their life. They're scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in Ashley's case, she said as much this season that she's terrified. She doesn't know what it's going to be like to, you know, have this huge house and everything be on her, which in reality, it ain't really on you. The money is on you, but you're going to have hired help, girl. Like, it's not like you really out here sucking it like the rest of us. Like, girl, you got coin and you on a fucking syndicated television show. I'm trying to stop cursing, but y'all know.
Truly.
The girl is a serious.
Ray Ray said Robin needs to stage Giselle's sidekick and just collect her check, and that's really it. She's always been boring.
I like that Robin is the peacemaker. I appreciate that about her. She just
appreciate that
and chill and like just be out of the mess.
She's a breather. I appreciate that she's a breather, but like all of this rah-rah that she's doing this season is getting on my nerves. Ray Ray also said, child, she has none of the things. Be free, Ashley. Whitney says she wants to be kept and that money ain't on her. Lies. I
mean, well, so here's the thing. She done been on this show for about 7 seasons, right? So she got a little bit of coin. So it's not solely on her. However, like the mortgage, as she put it in her confessionals last night, is that the $13,000 mortgage is going to be on her.
I told you to go get a $13,000 mortgage, first of all.
Hello?
Second of all. But either way,
it's not in her name, no goddamn way. She and not Martin, Lord, she and Mr. Darby is going to be paying that daggone mortgage because the kids is
But here's my thing.
I don't imagine that he's not going to foot the bill.
Yeah. But here's my thing from a, I don't want to say
she's not her muscle.
No, not really. Robin ain't nobody's muscle.
She is not her muscle. And Giselle don't even need it. Let's keep it a stack. Giselle is so unbothered all the time. Like, she don't need that.
It's my favorite. But no, from just the perspective of thinking things through, I'm like, Ashley, you dumb. Because the only reason why he's giving you something on the front is he's trying to get out of some obligation on the back end. So by putting this house in his name and all this stuff, he could be trying to like shield assets. He could be trying to like say, oh, I'm providing her a home, so I don't have to pay as much in spousal support and all of those things. It's just like, what in the world?
Not had hair.
Hi, James.
Oh, hey, friend.
I'm doing the best I can. These braids is old.
Listen,
but yeah, so
you're
that's
doing
that.
it, friend. It's okay.
What else? What else is going on, Shell?
I'm so
On
sick. So, okay, there's another YouTuber that I follow that I've been following for years who does like show reviews, and her name is Rocks. I've talked about her before. She hates Charisse, so every time she talks about Charisse, she is always like, I'm just like, listen, we all feel this way, okay? I feel like that scene where they were all at Candy Ache's video premiere, which was also awkward, by the way. Like, she just get rid of her. Just go away, sis. Like, you are reaching. They took you off the show because you didn't have no storyline before. Now, you know what? She's giving me like when the early days of Marlo coming on to the Housewives of Atlanta as a friend to the show. That's what she's giving me.
Big Marlo vibes. Absolutely.
She's trying to. She cannot fit Marlo's shoes.
Less entertaining because Marlo, friend of the show, Marlo was excellent TV. Rare says, why is Charisse still getting TV time? She can go. She can. And she also said
Ashley is and telling that old shit last week.
Terrible.
Girl.
Ashley isn't going about this the right way. It's very unfortunate. And it really is, because it's gonna come back and bite her in the ass.
You know what? Here's my thing. Ashley's going about this perfectly. Okay. She's finna get this house paid for and keep her same lifestyle and living, and it's not on her dime. Girls, let's be real. Ashley is a kept woman, and that's what she is trying to be.
She is, but I feel like by her taking this concession on the front end, he's going to have a valid argument for her lifestyle or have a valid argument for the fact that he's sustaining her lifestyle in some way. And he is going to be able to control who comes and goes out of her house. He made a friend to the show, Joy. Actually, we were talking about it, and she pointed out they might be able to have clauses about who comes and goes. If there's another man that comes there, then the house is no longer hers. Maybe the house is ultimately willed to the children. So I mean, there can be all sort of stipulations, giving her like what is it called? Like a lifetime interest. There's a legal word for it, but like giving her basically the interest to live there as long as she doesn't remarry. Like, they can do all kinds of things. She can agree to all kinds of things.
When your husband, because they're not divorced, is wealthy and can afford for you to have 2 homes.
Because he's old. And she may actually want to marry for love. So I think that she should have taken the money.
Wait till he died. He old.
Well, maybe she could have more kids. But my thing is, like, take the money, make a clean break, and figure it out. Take the child support, get spousal support, or whatever else he's entitled to or whatever else he may owe you. Like, in my opinion, she is shooting herself in the foot, taking all of this stuff on the front end, because he's going to argue, rightfully, that he's already supporting her, so he shouldn't have to pay additional cash on the back end. She's shortchanging herself.
Touché.
In my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they have an arrangement that I'm not understanding. But Michael Darby doesn't seem like a type of person that's willingly giving things up. He seems very calculated and, transactional, even with the marriage. So,
I mean, okay, I'm with you on that, but I feel like I don't know. I'm very much in the place of like, they have figured this thing out. It's like they had to sit down and was like, okay, so you're going to go off and do your thing. I'm going to go into the suburbs and you're going to foot this bill. That's what it's giving me, because she's wavered so much about whether or not she's going to separate from him or, like, I don't know, like, not even separate. They're separated now. She's wavered so much about just going ahead and being divorced.
Yeah. Rary says she needs a clean break and that she's a kept woman with stipulations. And that's really it. So if she's fine with living by his rules indefinitely, I guess this is fine. But I think this is kind of going to impede her free movement going forward. That's what I think.
I'll be shocked if she really I will be shocked if she really decides to step out here and do something else with somebody else. I mean, I did report a couple of weeks ago that she was dating the guy from Summer House for a little bit.
She was.
but like they was canoodling. They weren't really dating. Like let's be for real.
On what do you call it? Watch What Happens Live. It seemed like they were meeting each other's families and stuff, so they were dating more than just, you know, whatever.
Well, the thing about it is that she said that he was more into her than she was into him. So, like, cause she's not in the place to be out here. You know what? I'm gonna reserve those thoughts. Carry on.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what she's saying. I just don't see the point in tying your future to this person who you're trying to get away from. If you're trying to get away from him, get away from him. If you're trying to be tying your future to him, then stay with him. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is the point of doing both?
Girl, that's what the lawyer said. They showed that snippet last night too.
Yeah, and she's in her early 30s. She still has time to marry another rich man and have another.
You know what's funny
to
me?
Kids.
So I did catch. I was in here watching Carlos King's YouTube, and he did the interview with Giselle, and I don't know if it was the same conversation, but he was so irritated at the fact that the girls was calling themselves PYT. But I'm like, Ashley is much younger than everybody on the cast. Her and Candiachi are like in their early 30s at that. I don't even think that Ashley is like 35 or either one of them are.
She's not. Ashley, I think, is a little younger than Candace, actually, but Ashley is definitely maybe 31, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm like, I mean, you know, they're not necessarily PYT in the sense of like, you know, girls, but they're still on the young side.
Yeah.
30 is like 20 these days. The hell? No shade to the 30-year-olds, but I'm just saying, once you really get past 30, you really be like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. So, anyways, what else is going on at Real Housewives of Potomac? Karen definitely has seen her way out of this season. She's just like, girl, as long as Sharice is here, I am not. And that's a real flex to be like,
I am not mad.
Girl, I don't have to do this.
I am not mad because at the end of the day, like, we don't have no dealings. We're not friends. Like, there's nothing for us to be talking about. You've decided to tell people all this old tea, alleged tea. And now here comes Bigfooted me, as Candiachi would say, with some other stuff. And in the confessionals, Karen was like, I talked to them too. And they said they don't even know her. So like, what the hell is she talking about? Like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm so sick of them talking about this old blue eyes foolishness. Nobody ever shows this person. I have never seen any of these alleged photos on social media. So it's giving contrived. You all are trying to come for the grand dame because she is grandiose. And even if it's like, you know, illogical grandiosity, she's still that. Like,
she is.
Let her live.
So what else happened? Anything else?
I agree. Whitney says, I think she's been classy.
She has been classy with it. Anything else in Housewives of Potomac land? Looking forward to the reunion?
Yes, and not so much looking forward to, like, I guess it's supposed to be another 30-minute special with the Dixons about the scandal, and I'm like, why would we need another situation? She already went on Watch What Happens Live and had this whole conversation and moved on from it. What I will say about, before we leave Potomac, Ebony K. Williams was on Watch What Happens Live last night.
Hey, girl.
And when Andy asked her what her thoughts were on this whole situation, let me tell you something. That damn Ebony cleaned in a mug, okay? She said that so eloquently, but it was like, if you know, you know, read between the lines. Like, yeah, she's giving us her best, not How to Get Away with Murder. What's her name? Olivia Pope. She's giving us her best Olivia Pope.
I love that.
She was like, whatever. Yeah. Okay. This is it. But I totally understand people don't really show their real lives and so on and so forth. But I feel like if she had been talking about this on her show, on her podcast with Destin, there would have been a completely different answer. That might have been there.
And Robin was sitting right next to her. So of course she's gonna, like, you know, clean it up a little bit. Yeah, keep it cute.
I was not mad. I was like, this is why I fucks with her. Okay.
All right. Hilarious. You want to do Love and Marry CC or Ready to Love?
Let's do Ready to Love and get that out of the way.
Okay.
I was shocked that
still
they
don't
sent
know.
home Corvea.
Yeah, I was surprised it wasn't Jeffrey. I think Jeffrey needs to go. So,
But the thing is, I feel like Jeffrey is controversial TV, so they're gonna keep her around because she's starting the mess.
yeah.
So like because she's starting to mess with the guys and with the girls, so you don't know whether you hate her or love her. So that makes reality TV gold, right?
Absolutely.
But like in this instance, Corvea wasn't necessarily problematic, but she didn't have no ties to anybody else. And I was just like,
right.
damn, like they really kicked this girl off. Usually they keep her. I think, like I said, what's saving Jeffrey is her controversy with everybody.
Absolutely. 100%. What else happened on this episode? I honestly don't remember. These people aren't that memorable to me.
I mean, like because they're not.
We're about halfway through the season, I guess, and I'm already like, I don't know none of these. I still don't know nobody's name.
Skip right on through and get down to the end where they were having the conversation with the men. Cynthia sat down with Dimples. Shout out to Single Shit on Instagram. That's what they call him. That's where I got it from. But yeah, she sits down with him and she's just very straightforward with him. And the way that they had a back and forth conversation and like the candor between them, it indicated to me that he deals best with masculine energy. And in that moment, she was very like boom, 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 boom. And he received it versus when he sat down with the controversy of the show. And while she was just as direct, it was also with like a twinge of like feminine spice and like energy, and he was just
but he's former military and stuff, so he's kind of one of those kind of black and white, and I think that's why he
also gives me that he's like on the spectrum, and this is not shade, but like
but he and Sue-Ann get along really well because she's, you know, very fact-based and she knows how to talk to him, she knows how to talk to people like him, and I think that's why they get along so well. But yeah, I think the conversation with what's her name? I can't remember already. Went well.
Cynthia. I was like, what you talking about?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember anybody's name.
I don't remember most of the people, but you know, right now it's in here. I'm holding on to it, so we're gonna keep pushing. The other thing that I when I was talking with the girls over at Single Shit yesterday, the thing that stands out for me is like Jonique is on the wrong cast. Even though she is 30, she like trends about 25 in terms of how she speaks, like the stuff that she's into. Not that she's like young-minded or any of the sort, because we've not had enough, communication with her or one-on-ones with her to know if she is indeed young-minded.
Well, but it's like Miami, so 30 is like very subjective.
I mean, I'm saying
I was very
clearly
still very.
But I'm saying, like, you was
doing lots of things that 20-somethings do in other cities and that are frowned upon for 30-somethings.
But I mean, I don't think so, because like 30 has, what didn't Jay-Z say that 30 was the new 20 or something like that? Ain't that his line?
Wow, that's a reach.
Am I wrong? Is that not a line in his song?
It is a line. Never mind.
I'm like, huh?
No, it is. But I'm just saying, like, okay, you know, in other cities, like where we came from, perhaps people don't live that way into their 30s. People sit down somewhere, and in Miami, it is very different.
They still out here, and they do.
As
someone who's still in the town that I went to college in, it didn't change. People just got older.
Still in their bag. Yeah, they still in their bag. What else happened on Ready to Love? I should have wrote notes. I gotta start writing notes for Ready to Love.
I feel like once we really start getting down to the wire, it'll be easier to like keep track with the people. But like it's just not giving this season. I don't know what's happening.
Nobody's giving me an impact or like an impression that I want to know more, or I care about that the fact that they get matched. Neither women or men. I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care.
Pretty much. The only thing that I know for sure is that like I want Jeffrey to go home.
Absolutely. That's literally
at the end of the day, I get that you are not here to be friends with these ladies, but at the same time, if you're not concerned about these women at all, why is it that when we get into the confessionals or like outside of that, even when she went up to Sue-Ann and had like this whole, you wanted to know, you know, the background and the context, she tried to give it to you and you were still super combative. Like, you're just problematic.
Yeah, she's just so bothered all the time. Like, she's another one that's just, she's always so bothered. And even when she's talking to Sue-Ann, which obviously is gearing up to be like a feud, I guess, Sue-Ann is like, no, I didn't say that. No, I didn't feel that way. And like, she's just like,
I didn't get a chance to say anything. You were so busy running at the mouth.
Like, I didn't even finish my sentence. You're already off on a tangent. Like, wow. So she just gets on my nerves. I'm ready for her to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we move on. Love and Marriage GC.
Let's do it.
I was so glad that Ashley said something to Jamie about his treatment of his son. If you're not watching, Ashley basically had a really tough childhood, and her mom essentially seems like abandoned her and left her to fend for herself essentially at 16. So we see her interacting with her mom, and her mom is not really taking responsibility for that. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, cut to them being at dinner together, and, you know, Jamie has been really hard on his son, little Jamie. And so Ashley is like, no, that big, like, that kind of stuff hurts. It hurts when people call you, you know, a failure or bad or whatever, like that, it stays with you. And, you know, little Jamie was saying like he was thinking about some sort of self-harm, and Ashley revealed that she had had a few suicide attempts and also some suicidal ideation. So she takes it really seriously. And Jamie's like, no, because I know this guy, he's just entitled and spoiled, and he wants attention. And it's just like, yeah, but you're saying that, but if you're wrong, then what's the result?
That part. Like, I totally understood.
Like, you only get to be wrong about that one time.
Yeah. God willing, you only get to be wrong about it one time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, in the sense that, you know, like if he attempted and it didn't take, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like, I appreciate that she did have something to say. But at the same token, I do understand, and like I said last week, I understand just the overall frustration. And it's not like, I don't feel like he's going to be able to hear that from people who don't have an adult child who has been through the things that he is now experiencing. I feel like if that had to come from someone who has an adult child who has been through these same things, Jamie might have received it more. You know what I mean?
I think maybe if it had come from a man, he would have received it more. I don't think that he values this. I don't know that he values. I mean, I'm not saying that he's like, no. I'm not saying he's like sexist, but just generationally, it's like, this is a man's issue. This is a man, and he needs to be a man about it. And I feel like he would have had to, the situation would have had to been so exact to where it was like a friend's husband or one of his friends that had the exact same trajectory as little Jamie, because he's never going to receive like anything just similar, because he's just going to say, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. You don't know what it's like. You don't know, blah, blah, blah. Right. It would have to be like such a spot on situation for him to receive it. So I feel like him seeing it from Ashley's perspective, he would just been like, oh, that's a girl. She's different. She grows out of it. They're going to grow out of it, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like it would have had to be a guy for him to like receive it.
I agree. He wasn't receiving of it. It just was. It went in and went out, basically.
At all. He was not receiving at all.
What I will say, moving on from them, it was interesting to see the party situation, how Quick handled it. I do agree that, he should have let her have her party and then let her know after the fact. Because he knew his wife and that she was going to want to drop everything and go and see about her best friend.
Yeah.
But I also understand her side of it too. Like, why would you keep this from me? Like,
and also her best friend wasn't there. And so, and she was supposed to be there. So like, she's continuing to look around. She knows she's not there. She knows she's not coming, or she thinks she's probably not going to make it, and she's going to be concerned regardless. So I don't know. I think I would have said something to just be like, "Hey, I talked to such and such," and well,
I mean, he did. I mean, wonder,
did,
like,
after the fact. After the fact, it was.
I would like to know, for the sake of that event, how long it was in between that he found out from the assistant and then when Ashley was like, "What the hell is going on?" Yeah, because it doesn't seem like it was super duper long.
Okay, all right, fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
then
it could
I'm also gonna be,
but who knows?
I would also feel guilty if I was in there like partying and like hanging out and whatever while my best friend is. You know, I would just want to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to make sure she was okay or whatever. So,
yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna find out what happened with her next week, because they left us with a cliffhanger.
They did. Joy and Clifton. Joy saying she might not want a wedding.
I mean, I ain't mad at that. At this point, they in their 40s. Like, girl, if I didn't get married all this long beforehand, I'm not pressed about having no big extravaganza of a wedding. Like, my thing personally,
go ahead.
My thing personally is I want to, when I do, take my nuptials, go off to some tropical island and take a vacation for a week. Yeah. Take the people that I care about most. Understandably, my parents are older and they have things that they can't just leave the country. So we will have a function for them. We will be at the courthouse with them. You know what I'm saying? But like everybody else, we just go off on a vacation. And one of the days that we're there, we'll get married. I have been saying this shit for like a decade. So like,
yeah,
I'm not
my
pressed.
Mom is my mom, she and I had like a very candid conversation. She was like, so I know you're not really the type to want to do something like have a big wedding. Could you just let me know if it's going to be happening so I can have time to get there? And I was like, that's all you need, girl. Okay.
Period.
I've already told my friends, like, I was just like, girl, you're going to get a cryptic text to be like, girl, do you want to come? And you just decide yes or no. Like, it might be that, it might be something else, child.
All the friends who know me know I have said this forever. Like, you just gonna get an invitation. We all going on vacation, bitch.
It ain't even gonna be no invitation for me, because it's gonna be like, you better act quick before I change my mind. So my mom's like, did you give me a week to get there? I'm like, sure. Like, all my out of town friends, just give me a week, because I want to come, but. I'll give you a week. I can give you a week.
I'm just saying, like, because I totally understand Joy's sentiment. Like, I don't really care about all of that. It's about me and you. We met on television. We now on another TV show. I don't really want to do all this big hoopla. And I hear what he's saying at the same token, where it's like, because we did meet on TV, we should give the people something because they have bought into this relationship with us. Yeah. And like, as someone who bought into the relationship with y'all, baby, save it. Send us some goddamn pictures on Instagram. We'll be all right.
Also, I did think it was really sweet that he was like, I want to see you walk down the aisle. Like, that was the sweetest part. Like, that was the most persuasive part of the argument for me. Yeah.
The rest of that stuff, married before? Do you remember? Did he say that he was married before? I don't remember that.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I want to say that this might be both of their first weddings. So I get wanting to have like the whole like pomp and circumstance, but like, husband, please know your girl is not. I don't care about none of that. I just want to go on vacation and have a good time with you and with our closest friends. Absolutely. And that be that. Because for me, it's about the experience, not so much the day shit. Like just hanging out and having, like, when would you ever have all your closest friends together for a week-long vacation? That's like a memory of a lifetime. So like, yeah, that's my whole thing. So if you're listening, boo, that's what I want.
Anything else on Love and Marriage DC this week? No. Winter was being messy.
I don't feel like so okay, so let's talk about that. With the winter situation, I hear what she's saying. She said point blank, I brought this information to you offline. It did not ever have to be, I saw something else where she was like, it didn't ever have to be a conversation on the show. Nobody would have ever known about it had you talked to me and we just conversed and I told you what was being said from your camp, that this is what's coming to me, and then let you handle your business. It became this whole huge thing because, you know, Arena wanted to sit down with her and have the conversation on television, taking a page out of the Candy Burris book. If it didn't happen on camera, then it didn't happen. Right. So like, I get it. However, I also understand where Winter is coming from. Like, look, I'm just wanting to give you a heads up so you can check your people, because someone is spreading like lies and rumors. Not that I believed the information, because I didn't repost it or report it to anybody else. I went directly to the source. So
I think that
I don't know.
That's fair. All right, so maybe Winter wasn't being messy. I don't
think so. I just feel like, you know, like Arena has like the still a little bit of a chip on her shoulder about the Gutted Barbie foolishness that happened in the last, you know, the first season, and rightfully so. You know,
which
y'all
I mean, the source does matter. Let's be real.
It does. So I think I'm interested to see how they progress as the season goes on, because at this point it's giving more of an ensemble cast. So maybe some things will change and the girls will come together and it won't be any more beef.
Maybe. We'll see. That's it.
I also found it interesting that Arena was the one to bring up Joy's discomfort with the girls, basically like low-key shading/hating on her speaking to the single moms event. And Ashley was just kind of like, I mean, well, I didn't mean it like that, you know, so like if she took it that way, I mean, I apologize. Like, okay, you know, I'm saying, I was just saying like, you're not a mom, which totally agreed. But like in that moment with all them people and you and your best friend coming at her, it did seem like hate, even if that wasn't the intention.
It's giving a little hater vibes.
I'm just saying. So either way, I still like Ashley. I like Joy as of right now, even though some of our friends of the show are saying that she is just not the girl's girl, which we knew that already from Ready to Love Reunion.
We did know she was very
unkind. She was very unkind, but like, okay, you know, people can change, and sometimes women just be really aggressive about their mate. And as far as Joy was concerned, Clifton was her mate. So you having all these emotions about him is irrelevant to me, girl. Y'all was never in a relationship. I get where she coming from. It was just not pleasant. It was very unkind.
It wasn't.
So anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
Same. That's pretty much all that I have. Do you have anything else?
Are you watching MAFS? Because Ray did mention MAFS at the top of the show.
I am watching MAFS. Are you?
Child, you know I'm not, but we can talk about it.
Also,
rundown.
Girl, not right now. Maybe next week. And then Real Housewives of New Jersey is back this week, so I'm going to try to keep up with that, because especially with Teresa and Melissa and the drama.
Yes, I'll make sure I'm watching it in real time.
We have
I check out
previous episode about family with reality TV, and we touch on Melissa and Teresa a little bit. So we're hoping that they are able to come to a truce by the end of the season. I'm not.
I doubt it. We're gonna see.
Not that hopeful.
Okay.
But you know, it's real life family, so I hope that they can pull it together. But that's it for me.
Good. Well, this is it for me as well. So thank you all for watching and staying through to the end. If you watched this whole entire show, thank you so much. Make sure you are liking, commenting, and subscribing, and checking us out on blackandcurious.com. And we will see you all in the next live. So we'll see you next Monday. Bye.
Bye, guys.